All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game between. Well, this is going to be between Infi versus Focus. This game taking place here on Tyrannus Sten. And I just realized I forgot to turn on the lights. Hold on. All right, let's go ahead and jump inside this game. This is Focus versus Infi Pro League qualifier. And, well, let's take a look over here. Infi has spawned as the Black Undead. Undead versus Orc in this 1v1 matchup. Currently at 2 times speed. I believe he chose random. I'll have to double check that for you. But as things are getting underway, well, let's see what's going to be happening in this particular 1v1 matchup. Orc versus Undead, and Infi really playing a lot of different strategies as of late, and now going for what looks to be a Dreadlord expansion. Dreadlord expansion using that Tomb of Relics and being able to shut down enemy heroes who try and harass. A lot of ghouls are out in play to do just a very strong surround. As we're looking now at the, well, Peon now making its way down across here. Peon going to go ahead and do a little bit of scouting, see that it is going to be Undead. Dreadlord is a little bit delayed in terms of timing. It's the 2-minute 10-second mark before he makes his way out. Blade Master already on the move here as the ghouls, well, the Dreadlord picks up the sacrificial skull, sold his Scroll of Town portal, and is now making his way down across here. Not quite sure why he aggroed the Sasquatch in this particular instance. Going to go ahead and pull him away, perhaps try and get us around on this particular unit, unable to do exactly what he wanted. As we're now looking at the Blade Master, well, going to be coming across here. Blade Master is doing his favorite invisibility trick right now. There is that whole entire surround. There is that ziggurat, and now in comes that damage. Blade Master going to go straight after that ghoul there, as he, well, the kobolds join in a bit of the surround. There's a dust of appearance. There is a sleep onto the Blade Master right now, and the Blade Master, well, picks up the Tome of Agility, and Focus is now going to be able to perhaps get some more damage here. Infi is definitely behind now, as we're taking a look. A lot of damage onto that low hit point ghoul. Blade Master going to try and make its way over. Is it going to be able to join on inside? And Infi's strategy is falling short right out of the gates. All right. This is not good for Infi. He sold his Scroll of Town portal. He has double Rod of Necromancy, and this is just not looking good for him whatsoever. Colors, it looks like Focus is, well, blue here, red here, so that could be a little bit confusing. Infi does have the larger army right now, and we're going to be looking at the ghouls now just try and make their way in here. Skeletal minions going to join in on the fight, going to attack and engage against all of those units as a new Ziggurat is now being re-summoned. Damage getting added in skeletal minions. Well, all of them taking quite a bit of damage. Blade Master trying to figure out what target he's going to be able to attack, going after a ghoul instead. Ghoul is now being forced to back away down to 22 hit points and taken out by an axe in the back from the Forest Troll Berserker. More units are joining in on the fight. Let's take a look at this. Dreadlord down to 119 hit points. He needs to break free, not to take any damage whatsoever, as that Blade Master may just be able to just get a critical strike, Windwalk strike on him. There it goes. There's the sleep, as, well, that is not looking good for him at all. Blade Master, where is he going to go? Blade Master actually surrounded, not enough mana. Is he going to actually get the kill onto Focus's hero? And this could be a complete reversal earlier. Infi playing at the edge of a sword and somehow managing the Dreadlord's mana on top of managing the Blade Master's mana. That Dreadlord was down, I don't know how many hit points, and comes out alive, and what looked like an unsurmountable situation after, well, just a heavy investment into an expansion now may finally pay off. Acolytes are being trained. The stun, Focus saying, you know what, I too can use unorthodox heroes, and this is the classic Blade Master followed by Fire Lord strategy that has not been common, well, ever. All right, a Dreadlord now coming in here. Let's take a look. Nerubian Tower does not deal extra bonus damage to that lava spawn. Haunted Goldmine is right here. It is not going to end up getting done, and this Nerubian Tower really needs to split the attack between multiple targets to really apply that slow debuff. Let's take a look at this Dreadlord right here. Damage coming in. There is a sleep. Blade Master, or Dreadlord, is already at level 3, has a Pure Up of vitality. Acolytes are here, ready to go, as we're now taking a look at the Fire Lord dropping down another lava spawn. Lava spawn number 1 already down. Let's take a look at this Ghoul. Ghoul trying to stay on Blight, trying to stay alive, as this low hit point Ghoul going to try to get away as well, and gets down to 17 hit points. Blade Master going after the Dreadlord. Fighting on Blight is absolutely critical, as the Blade Master now taking more damage again. Alright, units still trying to pull away. Blade Master, oh, let's take a look. Skeletal Minion getting taken out. Acolytes are going to be able to haunt and repair this gold mine. Second Nerubian Tower is now getting added in, and well, trying to fight against a Blade Master or an Undead who has an expansion is very difficult. With level 1 Fire Lord, level 1 Blade Master going up against a level 3 Dreadlord, and well, this one Nerubian Tower just going to cause so many problems. That second Nerubian Tower going to make it even that much more difficult to dive in, as the units are now just splitting their way through. More ghouls making their way back in. Another lava spawn joining in on the fight, so the Blade Master must have brought in some clarity potions. There's a sleep right there, and purposely opens up the way as the Wind Rider is now pushing through. Alright, Dreadlord down to 81 hit points. He is trying to get away. Fire Lord has fallen. Wind Riders are now in the air, putting in pressure on all of these units. Lava spawns. Could they perhaps get in some more splits onto some of these other ghouls? And if they actually split, well, that would increase the pressure as well. No Spirit Tower, only the Nerubian variety, as the Acolyte's going to try and dance and get away here. One Wind Rider, however, going to get that final spear in the back. Another Ziggurat getting added in to this fight here. Acolytes trying to shift away. So much micro to be had. Dreadlord now down across here. Perhaps damage going to be added in onto that low hit point Grunt, or added in here. Meanwhile, let's take a look. Where is the rest of the blue heroes? Blue heroes is right down there. Blade Master, Dreadlord are going to try and get away. You can see an Acolyte trying to double back around, and low hit point units just, is it going to go after that Grunt? Grunt now down to 4 hit points. Looks like it will be able to survive. Now going into Crypts, we are trying to train up a Necropolis, and we want to see some Gargoyles coming in from Infi if he wants to hold this Wind Rider push. Dreadlord staying on Blight to stay alive. Blade Master is still only sitting at level 1. Dreadlord slowly getting up some more experience here, as we're going to take a look. Nerubian Tower is saying ring around these towers here, as damage is now adding in. Tower damage getting onto these units here. More Wind Riders up on the top. Are we going to see a Spirit Tower now added in? Yes, we are, as the Dreadlord, what is he trying to do? He's trying to actually put in harassment of his own during this time. Alright, so multiple things to keep track of. Multiple ghouls are out onto the field. Crypt Fiend is out onto the field as well. We could be trying to get Web. This Spirit Tower is not yet near done. Damage going to be added in, as the Dreadlord actually going to go creeping, saying, you know what, I'll let my units do all of the work for me in trying to defend this location. Lava Spawn now kind of come in here. Ghoul trying to get away. Blade Master going to be able to finish off this Ghoul with no problem, as the Speed Scroll making short work of that slow effect. Meanwhile, back off to the north here, Dreadlord getting in some additional hit points using that vampiric aura. Off to the side, there's one Crypt Fiend here, and one Crypt Fiend with Web, plus these towers are going to shut down the Wind Riders, as units are still trying to make their way through. Double Necropolis to get some additional supply perhaps, but also be able to train up more Acolytes, as the units are still wandering around here. Are Gargoyles going to get added in? No, more Crypt Fiends still to be had. One Halls of the Dead here. This is the Necropolis. We are going to see a little bit of slow damage coming across from here. Ghouls are going to try and retreat back. Focus now with a 50 supply advantage. Dreadlord still wandering back here. You see Wind Riders right there. And where are all of these units going to be trying to go next? All right, there's a sleep onto the Raider. Ghoul is going to be forced to pull back, and that Ghoul pretty much down already. The spears finding their target. All right, no Acolytes mining at this expansion at all. Any Acolyte that's tried to make its way over has constantly just ended up falling, as the Crypt Fiends are now falling as well, trying to get some webs in. And are the webs going to last long enough to, well, finish off a Wind Rider or two? All right, web is now down. Those Wind Riders are pretty much glass cannons. They do not have a lot of hit points. They absorb that damage far too quickly before they end up falling, as the Crypt Fiends are still webbing down some additional targets here. Alright, Crypt Fiend trying to get away, down to 31 hit points. It gets taken down. More piercing damage coming through in the back. More Wind Riders in the air, as we're taking a look at another web going down in again. Alright, trying to pull back once too, as the Wind Riders now looking to pull through still. All right, Crypt Fiends continue to put in this pressure as the ghouls, well, now being forced to pull back here, even with Vampira Aura now unable to stay alive. Level 2 Blade Master, almost level 3. Level 2 Fire Lord, as we're going to take a look at a quick sleep coming across again. The lava spawns continuing to just drop out onto the field. Are they going to be able to split once more? Not quite yet. Acolyte is mining here. Acolyte's going to try and make their way off over here as well. 46 supplied compared to 26, and we are only 10 minutes, 11 minutes into this game so far, as the Dreadlord sitting at level 4. Crypt Fiend's going to try and heal. And, well, we are at Halls of the Dead. I do not see any additional heroes as of yet. One Spirit Tower, one Nerubian Tower, offering plenty of protection. It looks like, Lightning Shield on us, on that nasty, nasty lava spawn, removing some of the heal from some of those units. Sacrificial Dagger. Yeah, an item that is not used very often, or Ritual Dagger, not used very often, but was able to be used, I believe, on a skeletal minion to provide some additional healing, small regeneration over time, as the Crypt Fiends are now making their way back out. Back off to the north here, it looks like Focus is going to reshift his strategy and now move, perhaps trying to set up an expansion. We are now going into tier 3, so I'm assuming a tiny Great Hall can be used in order to set up an expansion. After all of the work that it took for Infi to set up his Undead expansion, it's going to look rather silly that Infi does the same exact thing, being able to build one up so fast. Do you think it's a good addition by Blizzard? No, it is pretty much a very, very bad item. It was meant to open up multiple different types of hero play, but it didn't really do so, giving Undead other ways to heal early on. But then again, you rather have a slaughterhouse with obsidian statues than invest the money into that particular item there. All right, garbage item. Blizzard ruined this game completely. No, Blizzard actually was the one to create this game. Well, I'm not going to be pretended to be surprised. All right, Lightning Shield onto that Crypt Fiend now. Lightning Shield, is it going to try and get dispelled here? Death Knight now making its way, and it should be able to heal up some of those units. There it goes. That low hit point Crypt Fiend probably shouldn't be surrounded by all of his friends, as we're now looking at the expansion of Focus already up and running. Down across here, Fire Lord and Blade Master, while Goblin Zeppelin going to go ahead and try and drop off there as much. Okay, I will say effort B, not even A for effort, B for effort from Blizzard. They actually wanted to try and revitalize and put some life back into WarCraft 3. WarCraft 3 Reforged did open up discussions. There was all of a sudden, a lot more new tournaments because of WarCraft 3 Reforged, but the end result wasn't what we were really hoping, and I'll just leave it at that. Deathcoil not coming in here. Raiders going to end up getting taken down. We are going to see one web onto that Wind Rider there, as a lava spawn going to get taken down, followed by a Wind Rider going to easily get finished off here. Are the Acolytes going to summon up a new gold mine? I do believe so. Denial. No denial there whatsoever. Yeah, 2020 has more cash and more tournaments than 2019 and 2018. For a game that is 17, 18 years old, that to actually have a sudden increase in the amount of professional level tournaments and the amount of cash given out and prize pool, Blizzard was trying to revitalize. I bet you don't play high MMR. You know what? I'm not gonna talk with you right now, as I'm gonna be focusing back on Focus and the lava spawn off over here. All right, Death Knight. Well, does have vampiric aura item that will easily be sold. No, it's not going to be sold. All right, the Dreadlord actually has retrained its items or its abilities, so we'll see what's going to be used here. Perhaps we'll see Carrion Swarm being used to push through all of this here. Skeletal Minion's going to be able to easily get cleaned up by these Wind Riders, as the Wind Riders now making their way back off. I don't know. Nit, I don't know. Do you play high MMR? I think this is a bit of a troll. Yeah. Anyways, Carrion Swarm quickly eating through plenty of peons right there, as the Dreadlord now making its way back off to the north. Metaphysics remind me to give you admin privileges later. Anyways, Dreadlord now going to go ahead and hold back your skeletal minions, trying to finish off some of the burrows off over here. We are going to be getting a summoning of a haunted goldmine spiral. Hey, how are you? Thank you for tuning in. As Dreadlord going to go ahead and engage here. All right, Carrion Swarm eats through many of those units. Blademaster does have an Orb of Lightning, but we didn't see the necessary purge right there, as we've gone into the classic, well, Crypt Fiends with Obsidian Statue strategies. I've been watching Shoutcast since he was casting 10 years ago. All right. Well, we can have differing opinions. I will say, if you look at Twitch numbers, there are definitely more people watching Twitch now than it was before. Crypt Fiend going to go ahead and get easily taken down. Death Knight did not end up getting a Death Coil. Not quite sure, as the Obsidian Statue also going to get taken down as well. Wind Rider is going to be able to finish off many of those units. I thought the Crypt Fiends could have been able to handle the Wind Riders going back the other way, as the Dreadlord going to continue to try and engage. Death Knight coming back through, another large Carrion Swarm coming through again, as the Dreadlord, well, trying to pull back here. That is a lot of low hit point units, and all of a sudden, Focus has to be very careful. If they are all lined up in just the wrong way, that Dreadlord will be able to finish off many units right there. Are we going to see that? That's what we're looking for right now, but I don't see that going down, as another Crypt Fiend taken out. Focus sitting at 56 supply compared to 49 units, trying to pull back again, and there is another Carrion Swarm going on through. Death Coil onto the Dreadlord, as the units are now going to try and shift back here. 52 supply compared to 53, and we are now going into a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability that's not going to be able to stick around for very long, as we now see 3 Troll Headhunters just fall to the wayside right there. Shadow Hunter also fallen as well, as Crypt Fiends are, well, don't have Burrow and not going to be able to stick around for very long. Wind Riders, however, going to give a lot of experience, and that is going to be a big problem. Lava Spawn coming across here, as we're looking at, well, another web right there, and Focus losing all of his Wind Riders, and you got to remember that was a large amount of his supply. The Wind Riders now all taken down, as the Lava Spawns, well, are going to get finished off as well. Ensnare onto an Obsidian Statue. Units trying to back away. Dreadlord sitting on the cusp of level 6. Is he going to be able to finish off any additional units, and perhaps even finishing off a Raider? Blademaster using a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, he will get taken down. Raiders are now trying to dance back and forth, and that Dreadlord is so close. 5 experience shy. Silence on DL. Yep. All right, Soulburn pretty decent right now. Yeah, unable to cast that Carrion Swarm a couple of clutch times, but he still ended up getting that necessary kill. Dreadlord could be in a little bit of a problem. Oh, there is a Goblin Zeppelin here, but Zeppelins do not give any experience. As you're gonna, oh wait, Zeppelins gave experience? Okay, I thought Zeppelins didn't give experience, but since they don't have supply. All right. Dreadlord now picking up double potions of mana, and all of a sudden Infi's Dreadlord looks very scary, as it will be able to summon an Infernal. We always learn new things, even in 2020. Yeah, I totally thought, thank you for the follow. I just realized that I don't have sound on, as we're looking to look back off to the north here. Firelord ready to push off in here, try to clear up the remaining units off to the north. Meanwhile, let's take a look. Dreadlord is sitting here. Are they all clumped together? There is the Infernal. There's the giant splash damage, and it looks kind of silly that in an Infernal falling from the ground doesn't have as large of a stun radius as Stomp level 3. All right, continuing to fight its way through. Dreadlord seeing that level 6 Blademaster going to be going straight after that target. Blademaster, however, the Dreadlord had the spider sense tingling, knowing that the Blademaster was nearby. Carrion Swarm coming back the other way. Obsidian Statue going to easily get taken down, as we may see, well, no Death Coil onto that Kodo Beast there. All right, pulling back once again. Firelord sitting at 4, Blademaster sitting at 4, Shadow Hunter sitting at 2, as we are clearing our way through the Assassins and all of these units off to the north. Kodo Beast gonna go ahead and get engaged here, as we are pretty even on supply once again, looking at 9600 gold compared to 8500 gold at the expansions. We are at 20 minutes into this game now. Infernal still joining in on the fight, doing some creeping alongside that Death Knight, who, well, with that level 2 Death Coil, should be able to keep the Dreadlord alive very easily. Dreadlord has picked up an Orb of Corruption, which is going to be helpful. Well, which would have been helpful going up against those Wind Riders. I do not believe what. No, take it back. Focus actually getting Wind Riders now with Envenomed Spears. Envenom Spears on Wind Riders. I wasn't expecting that many more Wind Riders, considering we already have Crypt Fiends out onto the field. And, well, I don't believe that it was actually a good idea by Focus to go for that particular unit. We'll see what's going to be coming down next. Is the creep camp already cleared up? Yes, it is. Are we going to perhaps try and summon up another expansion? That is the question of late, as the Murloc Nightcrawler should have been, well, focused down much earlier, since it poisoned half of the Undead army. Infernal coming back across here, going to deal some damage to the Orc Burrows. Peons attempting to join in on the fight. No real reason to, as this Infernal now will be slipping away. What else can Orc go for? All ground units are going to get demolished by carry-on pokes. That is true. I'm trying to go for then you would just try to go for higher hit point units if you can. Carry-on Swarm generally is much more effective against wide armies as opposed to armies that have individually strong units. An army of grunts, say, compared to an army of headhunters, that Carry-on Swarm effectively does more damage to the army of headhunters as opposed to that army of grunts. As we're going to take a look, Infernal trying to get that last bit of damage onto that peon, unable to do so. All right. Also does damage to air. Thank you for everyone for burst of Wind Riders with Scroll. That is well, I don't know what is better in that situation. That is a particular option, but the burst of damage only to see them dropped down from the sky from Crypt Fiends is a little bit of a setback, and then you can't do retreats either. All right, Dreadlord getting in one quick carry-on swarm right there, trying to finish everything off. Death Knight now getting up to level 4 for level 2 Unholy Aura. The army now much faster. Meanwhile, coming back on the other side, the Envenom Spears much more being used to try and, well, harass this expansion here. So Focus with the Wind Riders, only 1 or 2 to try and get some additional harassment tactics, as the Headhunters have already turned into Berserkers. Well, I believe they were that unit for quite some time. We saw the Carry-On Swarm is going to come through and get through all of those units. A giant stun followed up by a quick Hex. Dreadlord out of mana. Is he going to be able to use a potion of mana and then get off a Carry-On Swarm right there? Healing Wave bouncing around, trying to counteract as the unit's now trying to pull back the other side. Acolytes are getting in a couple of quick repairs. Once more, Infernal going after a lava spawn in the back as the units are still engaging here. All right, Dreadlord could be in trouble. Down to 200 hit points. Needs to get away. Death Coils heals him back up to 600. Carry-On Swarm pushing through, getting in some damage onto those Berserkers again. Wind Riders trying to show up and make their presence known at this party as they are continuing to do hit and run harassment. All right, Wind Riders, they should end up getting webbed back down here in just a second. There's a quick sleep. There you have it, as that one Wind Rider should get focused off really fast. Meanwhile, Dreadlord still low on hit points, constantly getting death coiled, as the Death Knight has been keeping that unit alive. Dreadlord now in serious trouble, down to 60 hit points. It gets taken down. All of a sudden, the the Dreadlord dies in a giant explosion of bats as the Firelord gets up to level 5. But now we see Frostworms coming back the other way. Frostworms going up against Mass Troll Berserkers does not look like a very strong option either, as the Kodo Beasts are going to try to be going after some of those Crypt Fiends. And yes, they will have a game of hungry Kodos. Kodo's going to go ahead and eat through some of those Crypt Fiends. They should be able to back off, and I like this Kodo play, but the Kodo should be really trying to back off here, taking far too much damage, down to 33 hit points. Healing Wave keeps him alive ever so barely, but the Infernal comes back in to join in on the fight. All right, burrowing on those Crypt Fiends now, going to keep them alive, as the Crypt Fiends are now poking back the other side. The Infernal's presence is still heavily felt, as the Obsidian statues really trying to keep all of these units alive again. More burrowed Crypt Fiends all across the map. 47 supply compared to 44 we see. Reveal coming in from those Goblin Laboratories, as well. One of those burrowed Crypt Fiends is able to head back. The Reveal didn't seem long enough to actually keep a unit alive either, as the Crypt Fiends are now retreating once more. Are we getting a resurrection? Yes, Ultra of Darkness is resurrecting that Dreadlord right now. 48 supply compared to 48. Wind Rider still able to get in some major damage. Blade Master getting awfully close to level 6. This could flip as well, as the Death Knight is not going to be able to save this Infernal. There's a purge onto the Infernal, and the Blade Master, well, does not get to level 6. The Shadow Hunter gets to 4. 58 supply compared to 54, and expansion still up over here on the top right. Infi lost his expansion over here on the bottom left. Nerubian Towers trying to heal back up here as they are going to get in some nice cold damage once more. Burrow on those Crypt Fiends to keep them alive. And now, well, game of whack-a-mole as the units are backing up again. Another ensnare, however, comes down. All right, Firelord, no easy way to get healed. Kodo Beast down to 38 hit points. Going to go ahead and retreat back as the Shadow Hunter still low on mana as we're keeping a Shade keeping track of that Kodo Beast, which doesn't make sense as the Kodo Beast has a Crypt Fiend in its belly. All right, coming in from the very far back, Death Knight trying to retreat again as we're looking at the Scroll of Speed coming back and easily getting in some damage onto those trailing units. All right, are we going to see a reveal right there? Well, nope, unable to continue to focus down that unit. How was he able to see that burrowed Crypt Fiend for that long as the units are now still looking to pull back again? All right, there goes that Frost from getting in a little bit more slow damage. Blademaster quickly gets off another Windwalk there as another Infernal drops in from the sky. Carrion Swarm rips through and so much AoE damage. Scroll of Healing trying to counteract all of that there as the Death Knight now gets up to level 5, so we're going to have even larger hit point heals. All right, Frostworm down to 400 hit points. Yes, we are, but that Frostworm is still taking damage much too quickly as the Berserkers are able to focus that down far too much. Blademaster gets in a purge, preventing any sort of retreat. Level 6, level 5, Death Knight and Dreadlord continuing to battle it out here. More damage coming through as the Fire Lord is still looking to engage. All right, there is a reveal once again. Infernal trying to chase after units as the Dreadlord is going to be able to get off. Yes, asleep on the Shadow Hunter. Shadow Hunter does have a Scroll of Town Portal. Is it going to use it? Yes, it will, as the units are all now retreating back. Level 6 Dreadlord is pretty good. Yes, that is an understatement, as we are looking at, 26 minutes, 40 seconds into this game. A nice easy surround with that sleep on that Shadow Hunter, forcing the Scroll of Town Portal as both sides are going to go back to their respective corners. With that said, though, Focus is running up on more bases, so he has a better economy right now. Peons quickly jumping inside the Orc Burrow, waiting beyond all hope that this army, the army is not nearby. However, well, this expansion will end up falling. Focus does have a slight supply advantage, but some of that is from these additional peons, which will end up just be giving extra hit points. Nope, they won't, as we see in our massive retreat. Blademaster is at 6. As I mentioned earlier, we still have not seen a Blade Storm as of yet, as the units are now retreating back. Purge onto an Obsidian statue. That Lightning Orb dealing so much problems. Death Knight is going to get a Death Coil off onto the Destroyer. Yes, it does, just in time, as the Destroyer now sub 600 hit points again. All right, are we going to see some more Devour magic? Yes, we are. Destroyer down to 105 hit points. It's going to get taken down very fast, as this Destroyer going to go ahead and stay alive ever so barely. There's that Devour magic finishing off that one unit. Blademaster sleeping on the job again, as we see a healing wave coming through. Blademaster still asleep on the job as the Dreadlord gets to 7. All right, Kodo Beast not going to have a good day at all. It's going to end up getting slowed, and down it goes. A Focus down to 44 supply. Blademaster sleeping on the job once more. Is it going to be able to get away? There is that slow effect. Maybe perhaps the Frostworm should have attacked first to slow it down before it could run away quickly. Did I say it was over for Undead because he's coming back now? Yep. Well, that's really what we want in any professional game, right? Lead changes, where one person has a lead and then the other person has the lead. Infi still doing a great job here. 40 supply compared to 41. There's another sleep going down, and well, there is a web onto that Wind Rider again. Peons trying to keep this Great Hall alive. Blademaster going to end up and trying to retreat back away. I believe there was a shade here, but I don't see it any longer, as the units are now looking to pull back again. All right. Level 7, level 5 going up against a 6-5-4 Shadow Hunter, Fire Lord. Oh, an Infernal dropping in from the sky saying hi, surprise. Blademaster accidentally separated from the rest of that army there, as the Infernal is just, walking with the rest of the units here. Raiders could try and get in an engagement again. Blademaster trying to get away. The Infernal saying, surprise, I am bad for you, as they are just, he's just standing around causing damage and destruction. All right, Frostworm going after that Berserker there. Blade Master getting woken up by a love tap from the Fire Lord as the units are still making their way back out. Dreadlord low on mana. There's another sleep onto that Blade Master as we see more slow coming across from multiple units. Death Knight could easily get some damage off onto that low hit point Raider. And with that said, Focus gives the GG. Infi comes out with the win after an amazing and a scary back and forth. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.